All right, buckle up, guys. We're about to go for a crazy ride, learning about King David and why all of the obvious heirs to his throne didn't work out. You see, David's first son, Amnon, he did this really horrible thing to his half-sister Tamar. And when Tamar's brother, Absalom, found out about it, he killed Amnon. So the first heir to the throne is now dead. Then Absalom and David really become estranged after this point because Absalom killed David's other son. And eventually Absalom tries to take up power and start ruling, even though David's not dead. And David won't touch him. It's his son. He doesn't want to do anything about it. So he goes into exile. But then David's general, Joab, who is fiercely loyal to him, his job is to protect the crown at all costs. And he is the one who's ultimately responsible for killing Absalom. Second heir to the throne is dead. The third heir was a man named Daniel, sometimes called Eliav in different accounts. He was one of Abigail's sons, and he probably didn't grow into adulthood. We hear about him, we learn about him, but he kind of disappears from the record eventually. So we think he probably died young. And then the next person would have been Abijah. When David gets old, he's not really ruling and reigning anymore. Technically, yes, he's king, but he's like sick in bed. And Abijah decides, I want to be king, and I'm not going to wait for anybody to tell me yes or no. I'm just going to go ahead and he kind of actually like throws his own coronation ceremony. He gets a bunch of people together and he performs all these big, huge sacrifices in a very public way. And he has all these people just declare, long live the king. Abijah's now our king. We're loyal to him. He's going to rule and reign over us. But the problem is David never endorsed that. And in fact, David had already promised his next son, Solomon, that he would be king. So Solomon's mother, Bathsheba, and the prophet Nathan go to David, and they talk to him, hey, isn't Solomon supposed to be king? And so David officially endorses Solomon, and they throw a coronation ceremony for Solomon. Well, the problem is Abijah's already done this, and Abijah knows he messed up. So he runs to the temple for sanctuary, he grabs the horns of the altar, and he pleads for mercy. And Solomon gives him mercy. He says, you know what, I won't kill you, I won't destroy you, as long as you just don't do anything stupid. But of course, Abijah does. Eventually, not long after, he makes a play for a power grab, and he really wasn't supposed to do that. So Solomon makes good on his word, and he has Abijah and his priest, his loyal priest, Abiathar, he has them both executed. So Solomon is the one who eventually becomes king, but the problem is there was so much killing and intrigue and murder and all this bad stuff along the way. And why was that? Well, my theory is that way back when David had the affair with Bathsheba, instead of confessing his sin after he messed up, he tries to cover it up by having her husband killed and by lying about it and doing other things. And what happened is those seeds of violence were planted in David's life and in his family's life. And eventually those seeds grow into fruition. You see, when the sins of the father are visited on the second and third generations, it's not that those people are going to suffer punishment for that specific sin. It's that the effects continue. And I think this is what happened with David's family until eventually they finally did find an heir, but not without a lot of hardship and struggle first. So it's really a sobering warning to all of us. Our actions and deeds matter.